take a load off, grab a seat, pull up a chair, prop up your feet. That's fine by me. Fine by me. Yeah. It's podcast time.
Ooh. Hey, what's going on, boys? How y'all doing this week?
Hey, everybody,
Hello.
fine by me.
Woo!
How's everybody doing?
Oh,
How's
man.
my
I'm
boys
great.
doing?
Are you asking me?
How's both of you doing?
Feeling good, bud. Me and Wes are gonna go see Ari Shafir tomorrow.
Huh?
Hell yeah. That Jew?
Yep.
Jew, that one, the one you're
He
thinking
don't care
about.
if you call him a Jew. He don't care. He has a special called Jew, as a
Yeah.
matter of fact.
I'm hoping he calls me a goy tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
Somebody
I
calls
bought
you.
tickets for a female lady, girl I was dating, whatever. Like
Some broad.
6 or so, 7 months ago or something. And so they're VIP. So me and Nick
Oh,
are
I
gonna,
remember that.
yeah, me and Nick are gonna be
Front row, baby.
in style.
That's
I wonder if
awesome,
he's gonna show
dude.
his-
That's
I
cool.
wonder if he's going to show his genitals or not. He's got a thing about showing his genitals on stage. Fingers
Fingers
crossed.
crossed he's going to pull that sack out.
Fingers crossed.
I've heard they're hanging.
God, I could imagine hanging brain. Look at hanging brain.
Mm.
Man, as far
Do
as
y'all
me,
remember when that movie? I think it was a Ryan Reynolds movie. It wasn't. Was it Waiting or Waiting 2?
I've never
Waiting's
seen
the one with
Waiting
Ryan
2.
Reynolds. Waiting 2 was the shit B-rated sequel.
Yeah, and all the guys in the kitchen. Dane Cook was one of the chefs in the kitchen. You can call him a chef, I guess, if you want. But like they would do
Line cook.
the bat wing and the goat and all that, and like they would had a competition about showing their genitals to everybody else in the kitchen.
Yeah,
And
what
if,
was
if
the-
you looked, then they got to kick you in the butt.
Was it the goat one? The one that the Mexican fella did? Like that everybody was like, oh my God, he pulled it off. Do you remember what I'm talking about? He like bend over and put your
I think it's where you.
legs. Like, I don't remember what exactly it was, but
It's where you
exactly.
like that.
We got you. We
Yeah,
got you.
I got it. All set.
My favorite one of those is like whenever somebody's sitting down, they pull their nuts out, like tuck it, like they pull like out of their zipper in their pants, and like they're just sitting there, and they pull and like they like fucking rear their leg up and say, "Look, I sat in gum," and it looks like they got a piece of gum. It's just their nut sack.
Oh,
This
Lord
is the
Almighty.
ultimate dude episode. We've already started talking about dicks.
Look, I sat in gum. Or you say catch a baby rat, you know, they get like in a corner of a room and act like they was crouched down, like they was like catching a fucking mouse, and they would stand up and put their hands and be their nutsack. Baby rat.
Some people, flashers are a special type of people, aren't it? That like they get off on exposing, like they get off on that stuff. That's a special breed of person.
It's crazy to me. I mean, I don't want nobody seeing that while I'm soft.
Yeah, no. We had a guy in the high school football locker room that would stand in the corner and kind of get like, no, he'd get like half chubbed up before he came in, so he wasn't so embarrassed. And it was so weird. He would just keep his hand on it the whole time, and we'd be like, either take a shower or leave, buddy.
Can you imagine somebody walking around there because they had like a little dick, but they was so like embarrassed their little dick, instead they'd walk around with just a raging hard on the whole time instead.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
this is
that's
better.
Worse.
Trust me,
Yeah.
this is better for all of us.
God.
It's hilarious. Man, we've got a fucking crazy news week this week, and I do not know that we'll even have
in a crazy episode.
It's, I mean, y'all strap in, because if you're not in the know of what's been going on for the past like week and a half, and really with some of it over the last month, but week and a half for sure, this it's, man, the world's just going to shit, to be honest.
Don't change that dial. Don't change that dial.
Yeah. World's going to shit.
Buckle up. P. Diddy got raided today.
Yeah, twice.
Right now.
He got raided in LA,
both houses,
and in Miami today.
And New York. So
and in New
three.
York, I didn't see the New York
Yeah,
one.
3.
Oh, dang.
I just found out. Apparently, all this happened about 9 a.m. this morning. But I didn't see it until like I got off work today, so I hadn't really got to get into it. So I didn't see the New York thing, and I don't know that they've found anything. But when I first started reading it, they hadn't. They were like, "We don't know why this is happening," but now they have a source that confirms that it's to do with the child sex trafficking charges.
Yeah, I'd seen it was over like
Or
sex trafficking, but I didn't know.
They're not
Yeah,
charges
allegations.
yet, they're allegations. So I don't want Pete.
Man, remember all that shit No, remember all that shit last year? People was talking about like doing favors, like coming up in the rap game and shit.
I
With
thought
like
that was
P
just
Diddy.
like a month ago. That's kind of what I was touching on. That
It may have been. It just time gets away.
yeah, that was literally just like a month or so ago with him and Meek Mill is the big thing. Apparently, he clapped Meek's cheeks
Oh,
in order to get Meek like seen and like put him on and
when you
whatnot.
say clap cheeks, what are you talking about?
Gay sex.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought. I just want to make sure. I just want to hear you say it.
And you know what? That's a great question, Josh, and I'm glad you asked it, buddy. We'll be right back. We'll take a quick break.
I'll take a quick break.
We'll be right.
Y'all remember whenever the Chappelle show, whenever P Diddy had that show Making the Band?
Man, that was one of the best episodes.
And Chappelle redid it. He's like shaking the two milk jugs together with the breast milk, and he's like, "East Side."
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
Go get me some New York cheesecake.
But yeah, he's been accused of having
Ethiopian breast milk.
A lot of
Yeah, that's what it was. Ethiopian breast milk.
Yeah. A lot of pedo stuff over the last week and a half, or last month or whatever, I guess. Like you got all this P. Diddy stuff, and everybody's talking about insert Nickelodeon, the documentary.
Oh yeah. That All Quiet on Set documentary. Yeah. It was crazy as hell. I didn't even know none of that shit was going on.
Have both of y'all watched?
Like, I've watched all 3 or 4 episodes, however long it is.
I haven't watched it yet. I told y'all I was going to yesterday. I got home from that festival or whatever and just did not have it into me to get into.
I tried my hardest kind of not to watch it. Christy took off. She had some vacation last week and she took off and she watched it. And I was in the kitchen and I said, "What are you watching?" She said, "I'm watching this documentary on that show, like All That and stuff." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool." Cause I love like All That and Kenan and Kale and all that stuff. Yep. Who loves orange soda?
Kale loves orange soda.
Yeah, so I was like, all right. So she's like, "This is gonna ruin our childhood, dude. It's so dark." Like that dude that I can't remember his name. I don't want to get it wrong. I should look his name up.
Dan Schneider.
But he was in like the movie Good Burger. He was like the
Can you not hear me?
The manager of the. Yeah.
Dan Schneider. Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah, I said yeah. I just kept talking.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear you say yeah.
Sorry,
audience.
Schneider.
We'll be right back.
Yeah, I was thinking his name was Phil, but I heard you say Dan Schneider. He looks like a Phil to me. Speaking of Dr. Phil, he looks like a Phil.
I'm actually attempting at that. So,
like Phil Margera, maybe.
Yeah, that's probably what I was thinking of.
Oh, fuck you!
You remember Uncle Vito, Don Vito?
Yeah.
God, I love Don Vito. He's got to be dead, right?
I would assume. He looked like he's on his way out during the show. That was 20 years ago.
Yeah. We didn't think he was going to make it to the next season.
He's dead, but we'll watch Wes Google stuff. No, he is not dead. He's 66 years old.
Damn, he's gonna outlive me.
He's only 66. I thought he was old.
He looked a fucking 100.
Yeah, I thought he was much, much older than that. Yeah,
I couldn't watch it. I quit watching that show whenever he had that big ass pimple or whatever on his back, and they were trying to pop it and shit. And I was like, "Fuck this shit! I can't watch this anymore."
But continue on with the Nickelodeon thing. What all?
Oh,
drop some bombs.
So apparently, like he was like, he's still like to this day, like this dude's like hadn't gotten any trouble. Like he's been like pretty much blackballed, but like he's still worth like $40 million. Like there's been like no criminal charges or anything. It's just like been an investigation and it's like hearsay or whatever. Now, some of the guys that did work on the crew, they did get in trouble for like child pornography and they did get arrested and convicted and stuff years ago. But he never had nothing really tied to him. He was using these people as like segues to like do favors for him. You know what I mean? Like he was like it was kind of the way like a mafia fucking family was set up. You know, like he was like the boss and he had like these under.
Yeah, you got to build a RICO
like a RICO charge.
Yeah, you got to build a RICO
like
case
he had like his producers
climb the ladder
and like his handlers and chaperones. Like they were like making like the parents leave the rooms, like which like they say like looking back, they're like, what were we thinking? Like leaving our 13, 14-year-old kids in this room with this stranger just because we thought, he was doing, he was okay. Like he wasn't like a big deal. Like he wasn't any harm or, any threat. But
you were talking about how
it was just
he hadn't really said he hasn't faced anything. I don't know where it was. I was actually listening to Tim Dillon's latest episode. He has Trevor Wallace on, and they talk about it a little bit. And they listened to a interview that Dan Schneider did. I don't know who it was with. Like I said, this is been a real storm since going to that festival, and everything's kind of messed me up. But they did play a little bit of it. And all he says is like, I just want to say sorry for making people feel uncomfortable. People that were in the room that, witnessed me do these things or whatever. I'm sorry that they were uncomfortable or something like that. He doesn't really, it was only like a minute and a half that they listened to, but it did not seem at all like he was apologizing to me. Like it was.
Yeah, he does. Like there's like no remorse whatsoever,
He's sorry,
but like
what that sounds like.
But like the whole time, like they were like making these shows, like this shit was going on. But Nickelodeon was like, well, we can't really prove nothing, and he puts out hits, like everything he did was gold. Like Drake and Josh, and I never watched that show, but I guess it was pretty big.
Yeah, my brother,
all that.
My little brother's 7 years younger than me, and he was big into Drake and Josh, like
Good Burger, Kenan and Kel, iCarly, a bunch of shows.
That iCarly show.
He's pretty much the reason like Amanda Bynes went off, like the rails.
Went crazy. Yeah, I forgot about that part. Yeah. She went
crazy on what not. I hate to say went crazy, but now that we know exactly what happened, but kind of went off the rails. Like
understandably
on Twitter, like several years ago, and everybody was like, "Oh, it's another child actress, like going crazy."
It's a Britney Spears situation.
Yeah. And who knows what even happened to Britney Spears? There's probably, now that all this stuff's coming out with P. Diddy and all this Nickelodeon stuff, there's no telling what happened exactly to Britney Spears. So it's hard
those people, they get fucked up.
I'm also not God, so I'm not trying to judge anybody either, even though I make on the show. But I don't play with like pedophilia and stuff like that. That stuff's so just
it's evil,
grotesque to me. Like that's not something I'd ever
evil, man. About. Anybody that takes advantage of the child, anybody's a piece of shit.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that's
because you were so easily taken advantage of when you were a kid, Josh.
We worked through therapy and stuff. I don't think it ever happened to me. They did that. They tried to get it out of me, like if something did. Like they want you to have something, and I was like, "Hey, man, I don't hate my dad or nothing. So you're not going to make me hate my dad in here."
I was just saying because you were so gullible as a kid, you would have been.
Was I gullible?
Oh, you still are, but yeah,
that's true. Maybe it's because I try to see the good in people, Nick. Maybe it's because I try to see the good.
I think it's just because you're pretty dumb.
Okay, maybe so. Life's easier that way. If you think, if people think you're dumb, they don't expect much. You know what I mean?
You got the veil over your eyes. And you're like, yeah, this is a good world.
Well, dude, I mean,
y'all probably figured out that I don't get out of the house after dark. Y'all didn't quit asking me, so finally y'all figured that out.
Yeah, thank goodness. Quit wasting our
resources. So if you ever get pissed at me for not inviting you to something, remember this. It's actually on recording, so we're gonna have this forever.
Yeah, dude, that's fine. Hey, we are who we are,
But what the fuck was we talking about just a minute ago?
I don't know. We got side rail. We was talking about all that and that dude, that crazy dude, the pedophile.
At the end, we're talking
Amanda
about
Bynes.
going crazy.
I had something cool to say, but I lost it already. But either way, this Dan Schneider did this interview with Dan Warp.
Dan.
Yeah, African American fella on YouTube. It looks like.
I've seen him.
So if y'all want to look at
Theron is African American.
what?
Charlize Theron's African American.
South African?
Yeah, she's from South Africa. She's African American, isn't she?
Okay. Yeah,
Elon
absolutely.
Elon Musk is too, huh?
Hell yeah. Sorry, I just think
it's an African American owned business. I wonder if Charlize Theron has any.
It is. You're right. It is.
Has any candles that smell like her pussy, like that Gwyneth Paltrow?
I don't know. Who? Charlize Theron.
Gwyneth Paltrow has candles that smell like her puss.
She does. That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
That's the first I'm hearing that.
How many you got in your house, Nick? How many you got lit right now?
Man, they burn out. They burn out too quick.
I bet.
Yeah.
Oh, Pepper Potts.
Pepper.
He's got a hoarder situation going on over there with candles.
Yeah.
Dude loves candles. Now I know why.
They love candles.
Only a certain kind, though, apparently.
What
they smell like a Seattle fish market.
So getting on, so it comes out also in there. I'm assuming, because I haven't seen it, foot fetish. Like he has a foot fetish.
Foot Fetish Nation.
Oh, didn't he have a pool that was shaped like a foot?
Yeah, we're talking. Josh, you're the expert on this because neither of us have watched.
I won't say I'm an expert, but I did watch a documentary.
Well, you think about feet. You think about feet probably a lot more than me and Wes do.
Yeah, true. Not having,
probably.
Yeah. But
I haven't thought about this all day.
The reason I say that is because did they mention that he had a foot fetish like in it?
I don't really remember that part. I don't want to comment 100% because I don't know for sure. It was so much at one time that it was like it's fucking crazy. You know what I mean?
So you know what I heard? I heard the reason why people have foot fetishes is because the part of your brain that interprets feet and the part of your brain that interprets genitalia is so close together that some people's brains, those wires just kind of get a little bit mixed right there. And feet can be confused with genitalia in like a small amount of people's brains. That's why people have feet fetish.
Did you say they're closely related? What do you mean by that?
No, they're in the brain where that information is processed in the brain. Feet and genitalia are very close to where they're processed in the brain, and sometimes those wires are just crossed in some people's heads.
Well, apparently this guy had some wires crossed.
He had a bunch of fucking wires crossed.
I don't like this stupid video. I'm going to share it just for the people that maybe don't remember or maybe are too young, I guess, to remember or to know. But the foot fetish thing is this right here. Y'all seeing what I'm seeing here? Yeah. Yes. This is actually the Nickelodeon logo I remember. The one of the big ones
I do remember this logo
was the foot logo, mainly because I had a orange Nickelodeon foot that was like a stress ball material that I think I think I got it from McDonald's or something. I don't remember where I got it. I don't want to say that. I got it from somewhere, but it was a foot, said Nickelodeon on the bottle, and it felt like a stress ball. So that's a core memory for me that I will not forget. And I actually went to Nickelodeon Studios whenever I was a kid and went to the Slime Show. What was that? Do you remember?
Oh, yeah.
Double Dare?
Double Dare.
Yeah. I was not on the show, but I was in the crowd for a couple of the tapings whenever I was down there.
That's cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, those kids probably got touched.
They were afraid
maybe not that cool.
But...
What?
They were afraid you were going to eat the slime. That's why they couldn't put you on camera.
Hey, I was actually a very skinny little kid. I was the polar opposite of what I am right now. So.
No, they saw it in your eyes, buddy. It had nothing to do with your size. It was in the
No, yeah,
eyes.
it's about that heart. What's on the inside?
Yeah.
They can
said that's a
spell it on
slime
me. This
eater.
guy's gonna be fat one day.
That's a
He's gonna be
slime
heavy
eater.
set, not fat, but heavy set.
Oh my god. This is stretching a little bit, I think.
You sent me this shit earlier, and I was like, "What is this?" But hey, you never know.
I mean, it's pretty freaking close. It even has that little island off by itself. For everybody, for people that are listening, I'm showing there was an old Nickelodeon logo that really just kind of looks like a splat.
A cum splat.
Yeah, it just kind of looks like a splat of paint or a material or something. But they've got it next to a picture of Epstein's Island, and it
also looks like a cum splat.
Yes,
it's covered in it,
and it looks eerily similar. So on this splat, the Nickelodeon splat, it's got one big one with like weird, like little fingerling things popping off of it, and then it's got this one dot by itself. So this is why like I'm kind of like on board with maybe he was like referencing Epstein's Island, because whenever you look at Epstein Island from above, it's got this weird island with little fingerlings coming off of it, and then there's this other little island that's also part of it, but it's just a little dot right outside of it. Kind of strange.
Did you know SpongeBob's driver's license is the same address as Epstein's Island?
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. I've heard that too.
I have heard
Bikini Bottom.
Yep.
Yeah. Whatever his address is, the street and everything on his
6969 Bikini Bottom.
I think that's it.
I don't know what's going on with this video that I'm currently showing. I hadn't watched this prior to me showing it right now, but I don't know what this guy's stretching.
He's making it look just like it.
He's trying.
He's trying. This dude tried his damnedest on this.
Yeah, like if you just get into the Adobe Photoshop app, you can see here with just a little bit of manipulation.
This dude went to the same graphic design school I did. None.
Oh my god, that was so silly. I'm exiting out of that and probably disliking it on Twitter. Somebody downvote that.
But if I could just for a second, I do have something serious I want to talk about right now. And okay. This is a paid sponsorship. Here at United Trinity Heart Hospital, we believe in healing, compassion, and respect for all. We deeply regret and apologize for the recent incident involving the use of racial slurs within our facility. We recognize the hurt and harm caused, and we are committed to making these right. Our hospital is dedicated to providing a safe and inclusive environment for every patient, visitor, and staff member. We're taking immediate action to address this incident, including a thorough investigation in slurs used such as honky, Canuck, land thief, and we are reinforcing a zero tolerance policy for discrimination of any kind. We understand that these words alone cannot undo the pain caused, but we are committed to listening, learning, and taking meaningful steps to ensure that everyone feels welcome here at United Trinity Heart Hospital. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, United Trinity Heart Hospital.
Thank you, hospital. Thank you, doctor.
They specialize just in hearts?
I mean, the way that this letter reads, they kind of specialize in racial slurs, but
what's a
not really sure, Josh. I feel like that's a question for the phones. Let's go to the phones on that.
Hold on, I've got it. I'm not saying that.
Oh, cool. Just show it on the screen.
Oh, absolutely not. We're moving on.
We're learning today. We're learning. I don't know. Hey, I have no idea what that is.
Okay, I'm not gonna save it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna share it
For 5 seconds.
Oh man.
for a solid 5 seconds. No, not even 5 seconds. It's gonna be like 2 that I'm gonna share this. So y'all be
Okay, let's see it.
watching.
I can't wait. I'm focused.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi.
Oh, of course. I knew it would be the one I didn't want it to be.
Hey, you brought it up, man.
I done said it 7
I didn't
times.
bring it up.
Josh did.
Okay,
That's
all right.
fine. Hey, now I know. Now I can't say it again. Yeah, now I can't say it again. Then it means something.
Golly,
Yeah.
boys.
But when an incident like that happens at a big corporation like United Trinity Heart Hospital, they have to make an apology letter. And I'm just glad that they chose us
Get the
to
word out.
broadcast
I'm
that
so-
out to the world.
I'm so glad that we're able to raise awareness for
Yes.
this problem.
And I think we should all think about it on a daily basis and maybe pray to your God about it.
I'm never going to say that out loud again, probably. So
No,
No.
I wouldn't suggest it. Would not suggest it. Wouldn't support it, etc. So yeah, was there anything else from the Nickelodeon thing of note? Like, so was it like?
yeah, I don't want to get this guy.
I do remember that Dan Schneider though. He was the manager of Good Burger, and
Yeah.
I remember him. I mean, he did good in that movie. If we, I don't want to just talk bad about the guy. One good thing he did, he played a good manager in the Good Burger movie. Okay.
I mean,
he was decent.
He loved that special sauce.
what was in the sauce? What was in the fucking sauce?
What was in the sauce, Dan? What was in the sauce?
Remember those fucking Mondo burgers, them big ass fucking
Yeah.
burgers? It was
Yeah,
being
they were
cranked
like
out across the
pumping them
road.
with like hormones or something. Or
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
huge. It's just like the burgers we eat now at McDonald's.
we already put hormones in the cows, and they were like doubling down and putting whatever in there. And
They
then
had the
Mondo-
fucking lead singer of the Offspring running the store.
Oh, was it? Was it?
Yeah,
That
It
did
looked
look
just
weird.
like him.
that's wild. Well, I
It
don't.
looked
I
just
was
like
gonna
him if
say,
it
I
wasn't.
don't know if that's true or not, but I could see that. Good Burger was one of my
Yeah,
favorite.
it looked
movies
just
as a
like
kid. So
Sugar Ray, that dude. It's either him or that dude from Sugar Ray.
I'm not.
Mike, was it Dave McGrath? Mark McGrath? Mark McGrath.
Mark McGuire.
Dude, I remember watching a video one time of a spring break that MTV was doing, and some college kid called Mark McGrath Sugar Gay, and he about beat the brakes off that guy. What'd you say?
What'd you say?
Yeah. He was good in the Scooby Doo movie.
He said, "What the fuck did you say?"
Yeah, Sugar Gay.
Sugar Gay, bitch. That dude, he's man. What's
Have
that
we
song
announced-
they have?
we
Every
announced-
morning when the halo hanging on the corner
Yeah.
of my
Up in
clothes
Puppet's
bed.
bed.
Yeah,
Have we
that's a
announced
hitter,
the
man.
lineup?
Yeah,
Have we
That's an
announced the
anthem.
y'all absolutely crushed that.
Yeah, I know the melody. I don't know the words.
Have we announced
No.
the lineup for Summer Vibes yet?
We have not. You
I don't
can.
think so. Yeah, no, we haven't.
Yep.
Who's playing Summer Vibes this year, brother?
I know
Sister Hazel,
Sister Hazel.
Uh-huh.
What are they singing?
Everclear.
Why does Josh know this and you don't off
Yep.
the top of your head?
Everclear and Sister Hazel, because Josh has a better memory than me, Wes. I don't know. Josh might have drank longer than I did, but I did harder drugs than he did. So
And I just have I have a quite a bit higher IQ anyway. So
we're all running our own race here, bud. It's not a competition.
it's a sack race over here.
Oh my god!
But
It's
yes,
great.
Everclear, they had that song Santa Monica. That's a good song.
I'm probably going to come this year. I don't know why I didn't last year, but I'm probably going to come up there this year.
We're gonna have a little pre night. We'll probably go to Brickyard about 5 or 6. We should all go together, eat some supper.
We weren't doing
What
a
if-
pod by last year, right?
No.
Okay.
We had done our first episode, I think.
I don't know. We're only 30-something episodes in.
Well, but we started in August.
probably
Damn
not.
near it's already we're
Well,
already
hell, it's just March, Nick.
yeah, we're coming up. We're at like 8 or 9 months.
Oh
doing
yeah,
this.
that's right.
It's not August yet, Nick.
That's right. All right, guys, I apologize. I'm sorry. Me
Golly,
and the United
dude.
Trinity Heart Hospital apologize.
Do they do brain transplants by chance?
On behalf of all the Nips and Oreos, we apologize.
God, let's stop. Let's move on from these racial things before I get in trouble.
What,
I'm apologizing.
I was gonna say, Christy is gonna disown Josh if we keep going with that.
Man, dude. She's already mad, dude. She was like talking about y'all going to that Kyle Rittenhouse thing because she's really, really, really liberal. And I was like, man, she was like, I can't believe they're going to that fucking Kyle Rittenhouse thing.
It's for research.
It's for
You say might as well be going to a fucking Klan meeting. That's what she said.
I mean, if you can tell her that they're the most liberal guy that I know that I'm very good friends with, so no shade on him. You can believe whatever you want. I'm still gonna be friends with you, but he's going to it. So and I guarantee that there's not somebody more liberal. Like this dude's a communist, pretty much. And
I think she was just letting me know she wasn't on board with me being involved with it. That's what she was saying, I think.
I mean, me and Nick
guilty by association, bud.
Yeah, we're gonna have a big time.
Yeah.
My biggest fear was if some shit pops off, I can't run away. You know what I mean? Like I just be.
I told you last week I would carry you. So.
Oh God, here we go.
As long as you leave your MAGA hat at home, you'll be fine. Just blend in with the crowd.
That's right.
Bring your frying pan out, your cast iron skillet, and just act like you're part of the crowd.
He had this same speech at the University of Memphis a few days ago, and they had to cancel it.
Yeah, they chased him off.
They didn't cancel it.
Yeah, I guarantee.
They did not cancel it. He lasted 27 minutes, and he said they had a hard cutoff time, so he had to leave. But the video's pretty telling that he got chased off.
I'm sure, dude. Oh,
I just watched the video like yesterday or the day before, and I was like, yeah, he definitely got chased off. Like that was not there was no hard.
He's like a guy there alive. If I had another Kenosha incident, was it Kenosha, Wisconsin that happened?
That rings a bell. What's Kenosha though?
Where he did this, where he killed that dude.
Oh, yeah.
Was it Kenosha?
I'm pretty sure.
I know Wisconsin had a rough couple years there for a little while.
What else happened?
Yeah. Kenosha was for sure where he killed the three people.
Because George Floyd was in Milwaukee.
Yeah. What was it? What? But yeah, so I told my buddy that's super liberal that Nick will probably meet while we're there. We're just going not in support by any means. I got to know what this kid's saying.
I just want to see what a protest looks like. I do want to
be there for that too. I'm not going to protest it mainly because free speech, etc. Maybe it shouldn't be somewhere that's state funded. But either way,
they paid for him to come though. I mean, that's a whole private thing too. So really, you have to say it's taxpayers' money paying for it, but you have to say there's private donors to help pay for shit too. So
Turning Point paid for it. Turning Point's a outside
organization.
Company. That's not Western Kentucky University though, and Turning Point's not taxpayer driven or anything. So either way, whatever.
Very conservative.
We're going to see what happens, and that's all there is to it.
Y'all are going to report. I'm going to interview you next week.
Yep.
I reached out. I reached out to him to see if we could get a media pass. Did not get a response. So.
Really?
Yeah.
You're so smart and handsome.
We are a media production. He said smart and handsome too. He's retarded.
I just wanted to see
if
he said twinkle in his eye. He said,
but that does bring me to our next advertisement, and this is on behalf of Smith and Smith, attorney at law.
Okay.
Have you recently been the victim of racial discrimination at United Trinity Heart Hospital? You deserve justice. Introducing Smith and Smith Law, champions of equality and accountability. Our experienced team is filing a class action lawsuit against United Trinity Heart Hospital for using racial slurs such as Pocahontas, Cowshe, Redskin, Sheepshagger, Ting Tong, Uncle Tom, Voos Voos, Wop, Zingling, and Zipperhead. Don't suffer in silence. Join forces with Smith and Smith Law and let us fight for the justice you deserve. Contact us today to learn more about your legal options. Together we can make a difference. Stand up against discrimination with Smith and Smith Law.
Okay, we're going to move on from those. So speaking, we can't. That last one you say it's real bad.
What time?
Real bad.
Do you got a timer on this?
Yeah, jeez.
God.
I don't think we have any fans of the Orient just yet, but if we do, I apologize for that.
That's more racist than anything that
No, that's a peace
United
offering.
Heart Hospital said.
Yeah, they said it. We didn't.
Golly. Oh, damn.
Well, speaking of things abroad,
I like how we have advertisers on both sides of this lawsuit, though. That way,
that's true.
Yeah,
we're a very neutral party. It looks like
Neutral.
we're just outside looking in.
I call myself a moderate.
Yeah,
I'm looking in.
I call myself apathetic.
Looking at you through the glass. Don't
I'm
know
giving
how
a
much
shit either
time
way.
has passed.
People talk
God,
about
it
being
feels like forever.
red pilled.
No one
I am
knows.
black pilled because none of this matters.
Right.
Wes went to a heavy metal concert this weekend.
Hardcore.
Did you do some thrashing? Some cool heavy metal dance moves?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I took a bunch of videos too. I was up front for one, and this guy, I just saw this dude just pass out in front of me, so I carried him to the medical tent. I think he just was dehydrated. He was a kid, maybe he might have been 2021 or so. So I'm like, he probably hasn't been.
His mom wasn't there to remind him to drink plenty of water.
Yeah, it's like you should.
Wes, you're not only smart, handsome, but you're also cunning and brave.
Yeah.
Well, these days,
quick-witted.
Ladies, take notes.
So I've been going to hardcore shows since I played in a band forever ago. But I think the first one
Would you play the skin flute?
No, I was vocals actually. But the first show I ever went to that was heavy, I was 14, I believe. And I'm 34, about to be 35. So I'm coming up on 21 years of going to these type of shows. So these days I stand on the outside of where people are getting wild. And so I'm like the dad now. I'm a senior citizen compared to my.
That's a young man's game in there in the pit.
You're a senior millennial there.
Yeah, I'm a senior citizen compared to the rest of these kids.
And a senior correspondent.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I would stand on the outside. I'd make sure everybody was having a good time. Somebody would fall down. I'd go out there and pick them up and be like, "Hey, you okay?" And then they just keep moving. That's pretty much what my role is whenever I go to these shows now. But they did have a casualty report. That's what they called it. There was a medic there. So we had 25 busted noses, 5 busted lips, 10 black eyes, 9 busted eyebrows, 6 busted knees, 3 busted ankles, 1 dislocated ankle, 10 knockouts, 7 busted heads, 3 busted knuckles, 1 dislocated shoulder, 4 busted hands, 2 ambulance rides, and 25 stitches.
Sounds like a good time.
You ever seen those guys dance, Josh?
Yeah, they just swing their arms and shit. Yeah, fuck that. I'd take my leg off and just start swinging, just holding my head. They'd be all on board with that, wouldn't they?
I remember being 18 or so in Nashville, and I went to a show in Nashville at the Muse. The Muse is now a Domino's Pizza.
That sucks.
Yeah, I know. That was my favorite venue whenever I was younger. So it really RIP the Muse.
At least it wasn't a fucking Papa John's, am I right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Can I get an amen?
The N word. We don't like that.
Yeah.
But yeah. So there was a dude that got into the pit, did all that swinging, the swinging shit. He had fucking 2 knives in his hands, and everybody else, like, they picked him up, took him outside, and beat the ever loving shit out of
Hell
this dude.
yeah.
Like,
They're like in Mortal
they
Kombat.
do, we like, you see all this stuff, like people were like being obviously super violent, but I have ran all those people that are going crazy in the pit and whatnot are the nicest people. I've met worse people at a country concert, like a dude that's just fucking hammered drunk. And that's probably the difference, because a lot of these hardcore kids are straight edge, which means they don't drink, they don't smoke, they don't have promiscuous sex. That's what the 3X's stand for in straight edge.
Oh,
So all of them are sober. All of them don't.
what are the 3X's? So sober, no sex, and what?
Well, it's no alcohol, no drugs, no promiscuous sex. So they
Oh,
can
okay.
have sex. It's just like you're in a relationship. It's not,
Right. Yeah, you're
no
not fucking everybody.
yeah, no one night stand and stuff like that. So yeah, so
No ass to mouth, none of that.
well, I mean, that doesn't matter as long as you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
But either way, so all these, so I've met worse people at country concerts than I have at a hardcore show that looks super violent, but it is. But everybody knows what's going on that's there, and if you
Y'all
don't,
going to the same crowd Wednesday night.
yeah, probably. I'm actually going to. I'm actually going to another show Friday too. I've got a fucking big week ahead of me.
Dan Soder?
No, I know I'm going to another like local show, like a hardcore show.
Oh, if we say Dan Soder's going to be at Zany's this weekend.
I know he's already sold out. It's sold out like immediately. Like I couldn't.
He's hot right now.
Yeah, I tried to get tickets, didn't work out for me. So.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of Dan Soder, can we please talk about the founder of Kellogg cereal?
Yeah, we absolutely can. Josh?
I don't know his first name. I should have looked it up. But Dr. Kellogg, he started the Battle Creek Sanitarium in Battle Creek, Michigan.
John Harvey Kellogg.
John Harvey Kellogg. And it was to help people with certain ailments that they had. And he had some, what they would say, groundbreaking, new, innovative ways of dealing with problems with hand stuff with your penis. With your penis.
So this was an insane asylum for people that touch themselves too much?
Yes. And also had digestive problems and stuff, I guess. It was like whoever was, like people that maybe like depressed, they really didn't know back then. Like there wasn't like a broad like scope of mental health and dietary issues. People were like really weren't even eating like fucking breakfast back then. People were just eating one meal a day because nobody really had access to things all the time. So they would have trouble with that. And also it was a time too where people started to really have a lot of sexual promiscuity, like what Wes was just talking about.
Ass to mouth.
Ass to mouth, yes. Yeah, whatever he's into, ear play, whatever. So he didn't want them masturbating. And apparently he used to like staple or glue people's flaccid penises to their ball sacks, their chode.
Yep.
And then they couldn't, whack it.
Was that in like a punishment for them? Like if he found them whacking it, he would do that?
I'm thinking that's what it would be. I don't know for sure. Like, because there's a lot of like muddled reports. Like some people said it was nonsense. Some people said it definitely happened. We don't really know, but there wasn't like documentation of him like stapling people's fucking dicks to their nuts.
Yeah. So I kind of looked into this too. Funny enough, the girl that I'm talking to right now.
Can you pull up a picture of the sanitarium? It's big scary ass.
Lady I'm talking to now. Sorry. But she was kind of talking to me about this, and this kind of like jogged my memory on it. So I'm thinking the staple situation was a punishment. That's my opinion or thought on it, at least. But so for girls, he would apply carbolic acid to the clitoris to burn it to make them not want to masturbate. For dudes, he would thread silver wire through the foreskin to prevent erection and cause irritation, so they would not masturbate.
Sounds pretty irritating, Josh.
I think that would do it. You know, you definitely wouldn't want to touch it no more. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah. So that's why that's I'm not saying that you're wrong or I'm right. That's just my assumption that potentially the
yeah.
stapling situation would have been a punishment in his
Through the
sanitarium.
foreskin.
Another fun
John
fact
said-
about the Kellogg place is the guy that started Post Cereal was a patient there. I don't know if it was for jacking off or for what, but he couldn't afford to like pay for like the care, so he went to work like in the kitchen or cleaning or whatever he could do, you know, to help pay for his stay. And he ended up stealing the recipe for the breakfast cereal, and then he started Post Cereal making the cereal grape nuts.
Oh wow.
Yep.
I didn't know that. Nice.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
wild. So did that guy end up having the same like viewpoints? And that's why
I think that like it was like back then, like this dude was like a pretty well renowned like doctor and was his
a
like
lot
methods.
a lot of people followed his methods. They were like, yeah, you
Yeah.
know, he's right.
Yeah, you know, Christian people, especially back then, you know, not to knock on Christians, but you know, typically we kind of look down on sexual deviance and stuff like that. So anything that could get more people on board with that, you know, people were probably for back then.
What was it? Can you look up what his actual religion
His
was?
wife's busted.
yeah.
Like,
So Nick, pocket that for a second, but I like what because I was about to mention this and Josh said it. So he actually never consummated his marriage. So him and his wife never had sex, and they slept in opposite rooms.
Just a weird guy.
well, supposedly he made his
Was he a
cereal.
shaker?
Was he a shaker?
Yeah, was he a shaker then?
I don't know. I just,
That's a religion.
Supposedly he made his cereal really bland and awful tasting because he thought that you were supposed to try to refrain from any kind of enjoyment in the world. Enjoyment was supposed to be saved for the afterlife. So he made awful tasting cereal and was like, "This will get
I
you."
like cornflakes, dude. You better watch it.
The recipe has changed, Josh. It's not the same old crap.
He was a Seventh-day Adventist.
That's weird.
He was thrown out of the church in 1907 over differences in theology.
Makes sense. Since he was going around stapling people's dicks to shit.
Yeah, you probably can't be doing that.
Yeah.
There was some Amish. There's always been stories of Amish that like a farmer will catch a couple brothers like cracking his daughter or something, and like
his own daughter, like their sister?
Cracking?
No, like the neighbor boys. He caught them with his daughter, and like the women of the town, if there was a whore that the men were sleeping with, they would hog ring. I don't know if y'all know what hog ring pliers look like, but they would hog ring a woman's genitals together, or they would castrate young men that were like banging dudes' daughters and stuff, and like, ugh. Yeah. Yep, there's hog ring pliers. Thanks, Wes.
I had to. I know what these are now that I'm seeing them, but I've never heard them called this. But yeah, no, I've done this to hogs before, but I didn't know. I don't know why.
I've never done no shit like this before to nothing.
What's how you tag them like their ears, right?
Dude, I grew up in a trailer park. The only thing we was chasing was that green, cuz.
Dirty weed.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. The marijuana.
Yeah.
Here's a bunch of dudes at old Battle Creek, all naked for some. Not naked. They got underwear on for people to list. Well, I wouldn't call that underwear. It's more like towels. I don't know what's going on here. This place looks just evil in itself, especially because obviously you can't have like overhead views of them that are actually photos from back then.
Right.
And these are all black and white, and it looks so depressing.
It looks like a big ass haunted like house, like what they make that movie House on the Haunted Hill about.
Yeah. So also on to go back to like all the crazy stuff he did to stop people from masturbating or whatever, the silver stuff, the acid and whatnot. The reason he created cornflakes was because it
Hold
low
on.
fat heart. What? Hold on, I'm gonna pause it. Live again. Sorry guys, we had a little bit of needed a pee break, had some people come in the room, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. No big
I
deal.
had to get
Actually,
a
you know what?
Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? This will be a good time. I just got an email from
You gotta go poop now?
from corporate. I just got an email from corporate, and I just got to read this off. Dear Tommy Knockers, we are writing to you with a heavy heart and sincerely apologize for regarding an issue that has come to our attention. It's been brought to our awareness that some of our advertisers whose views and actions align with racism have been welcomed into our community, and we deeply regret any hurt or harm this may have caused. At Fine By Me, we strive to foster an inclusive and supportive environment where everyone feels valued and respected. We acknowledge that our failure to address and prevent the inclusion of individuals with racist belief goes against the very principles we stand for. We want to make it unequivocally clear that racist remarks such as Kraut, Jerry, Greaseball, Fuzzy Wuzzy, Cracker, are a complete oversight by us, and we extend our deepest apologies. Your voices matter, and we are committed to creating a space where everyone feels safe, respected, and heard. Thank you for holding us accountable, and we appreciate your continued support as we strive to do better. Sincerely, Nick, Josh, and Wes. Fine By Me podcast.
Thank you.
Thanks, corporate.
Right.
I appreciate it.
Thanks for our publicist.
Thanks,
Yeah.
corporate. I appreciate
I'm just
it.
glad we got ahead of that before it became a problem.
Yes.
Nice.
If anybody has made it this far into this episode,
It's been a doozy.
it's been a doozy. Hey, we're still got. There's a big topic we haven't made it to yet, but we were talking about all the before we had the break. We were talking about having on the things that they did to prevent masturbation, acid, silver shit. But the reason cornflakes were made was because low fat, high carb, grain based meals actually promote like a
Healthy bowel movement?
deduction in testosterone. Like it makes you not want
This explains a lot for me.
it kills your sex drive. That's what I'm trying to.
All the foods I eat.
Yeah.
Is that why they serve
your
so much
sex
bread
drive.
at O'Charlie's?
Hmm?
Is that why they serve so much bread at O'Charlie's? I ate a whole loaf of bread the other night.
A whole loaf.
To be honest, I wouldn't doubt it.
Easily.
It's
Yeah.
delicious.
I wouldn't doubt it. And there's an ingredient that is in cereal these days that's still in there, and it's called BHT. What I don't even know what that means, to be honest.
Big old titties.
Big hoe titties?
Big hoe titties.
BHT meaning.
They ain't lowering my testosterone, I tell you that.
Ain't working, huh?
All right. Well, there's no reason for our fans to ever say this, but butylated hydroxytoluene. Nobody cares. I don't care. BHT.
Chemists don't even care.
It's just an endocrine disruptor. And what that means is it will increase your estrogen production.
So if you eat cornflakes every morning, then you're probably keeping dialed down a bunch.
Yeah. So that's
not only lowering
so
your
he created
cholesterol,
it. He created it to feed to his people in his sanitarium for breakfast every day. So that's they had cornflakes every day in this.
Yeah, every day. I did see something about that. That's how I knew about the Post guy with the cereal.
Yeah. So that's how Kellogg started.
Very good.
There we go.
And it's still thriving today.
John Henry Kellogg.
I bet he's rolling his grave right now because most people don't eat breakfast anymore.
Or that his company sold their soul to the devil and all that stuff. You know what I mean? I mean, they got a damn tiger on a box now. I wonder what he thinks of that.
Yeah, he said $12 for a box of cereal. Yeah.
I think they do like that. They have like, I mean, Kellogg's has like 30 different kinds of cereal.
Yeah, I mean that's a big brand. Who is Kellogg owned by nowadays?
Probably
Probably
Pepsi
Coca-Cola,
or Johnson and Johnson.
the Koch brothers.
It's either
Procter
Pfizer or
Gamble.
Johnson and Johnson, right?
Procter Gamble.
I guarantee BlackRock's up there somewhere.
Yeah.
I think they just own everything, to be honest.
Yeah.
Emu.
The Kellogg Foundation and institutional investors own Kellogg.
So they're their own deal.
The largest shareholder of Kellogg is the Kellogg Foundation.
Wonder what their general or their yearly revenue is.
Established in 1930.
Good year.
And
That was after
but
Mr. Kerry
they only own 22% of the shares in Kellogg, but they are the biggest shareholder.
Oh, okay.
So they're not a majority owner, but they are the
I don't own any of it.
Yeah.
They got a man on the board for sure.
Oh, they probably got a few, I'm sure.
I'm sure everything probably goes through that foundation. That's probably how they've been able to curtail stuff. That's what these corporations do, you know. They set up a foundation.
America.
Yeah. Tax breaks and all that stuff.
Kellogg is traded by the name Kellanova. It's crazy. It doesn't really have a very high stock. It's 55.6 or 55.65 cents per stock. So it's pretty good.
It's a blue chip stock.
Yeah, 3.
Maybe we should short the stock after this episode. I'm sure their stock's gonna go down a little.
You think so?
Yeah.
Think we're gonna have an impact on their bottom number?
All of our influence, yeah. We'll probably
That's
see
true.
ourselves in court one day over this.
Yeah.
That's
It's
true.
sad.
Yeah, I guarantee you we'll be in court over something.
Everything we said today, at least, I'm assuming everything Josh said can be backed up, but everything I said can absolutely be backed up. You can look it up.
What about me?
Yeah.
Well, but what did you say
don't
about
know.
Kellogg?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, okay. That's
Talking about the rest of the
specifically what I'm
podcast.
talking about right now. As
Oh.
far as corporate and everything, all the ads, yes, that can all be backed up by maybe a paper trail that Nick can give us. Moving on.
We don't keep receipts over here, bud.
If it ever gets bad enough, we'll just cancel this podcast and start a new one.
Yeah. Yeah. Next one's going to be called Me by Fine.
It's going to be called All Right by Me.
All right by me.
All Right by Us.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Okay.
moving on.
I was gonna say Kellogg. I think we've drove that into the ground. Let me move on from that.
I'm sick of his shit.
Yeah, fuck that guy. All right, Nickelodeon. We're done with that.
P. Diddy.
All right, final.
I wanted to start a new segment called "What Are They Doing in There?" And my first subject matter was going to be the Masonic Lodge, but they're not doing anything fun. So, thanks for tuning in to "What Are They Doing in There?"
And I've got a segment. I'm going to do a movie, Josh's movie choice of the week.
All right.
And this week's title is brought to you by John Travolta, Salma Hayek, Taylor Kitsch, Blake Lively, and Benicio del Toro. And it's the classic Savages.
All right.
It is a 3-time Oscar-winning filmmaker. Oliver Stone brings to life this ferocious, sexy epic in a glittering California beach town. Two best friends innovate marijuana business has come to the attention of the ruthless Mexican Baja cartel. As the seemingly unwinnable war unfolds around them, they're forced to take part in a savage battle of wills to save the girl they both love. Starring Taylor Kitsch, Blake Lively, Aaron Johnson, John Travolta, Benicio del Toro, and Salma Hayek. Savages is a stylish, violent, hallucinatory thriller. Savages.
When did that come out?
It come out in the year 2000 and what the fuck is that at? It's gotta be on there somewhere.
And can you get that on vinyl, or is it
just on VHS?
Oh, that's great.
I can't find a year.
2012.
2012.
I've never heard
of it. Good movie. Well, you have to check it out.
Yeah, I've never heard of it. I'll have to.
It's a very good movie.
I mean, I love.
It's action packed with a love story.
Who's the director?
Oliver Stone.
Oh, you said that. My bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's pretty good. I think people have heard of him probably.
Yeah. Oliver Stone.
He did a movie called JFK. Really good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like a leading expert in the JFK assassination.
I think he did American History X too.
Yeah, he went on a Joe Rogan episode and they talked about JFK for almost 3 hours.
That's cool.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
Check that
out. It's
out.
a really good episode.
I haven't seen that episode.
Yeah.
Let's see. Cast.
What about this Russian terrorist attack? ISIS came back out of retirement.
Yeah, 10 years.
Missing those guys.
I thought Trump killed that guy that was over ISIS, that al-Baghdadi or whatever. Wasn't he like the guy that started it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
Beautiful dogs.
Well,
We killed him with the dogs.
Every terrorist organization is the way they describe them is like Hydra from Marvel movies, is you cut one head off and three more grow.
So it's like a regime, like a bad regime, like in these totalitarian countries. If you kill the leader, somebody else just steps in and takes over.
Somebody's going to step in. They're not going to let it die. Like if they've all been like,
because it's an idea. You can't kill an idea.
Yeah, they're all radicalized in their own religion. And I'm not speaking against their religion because there's bad people in every religion.
Yeah, we don't have to explain that.
Well, who knows these days, Josh?
That's
People
true.
get fucking mad about fucking everything, and I'm trying to cover my
if they're
bases.
still listening at this point in this episode and they ain't mad about racial things, I'll tell you what.
That's fair. I'm not the one who said those things, though, so...
nobody did. It was
United Trinity Heart Hospital.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, I forgot.
Anyway, I'm just busting moving on.
Guy. I don't. I was trying to look up this fucking director for a minute. Tony K. Doesn't matter. But either way, I don't know if y'all have. If anybody listening has a Twitter account or an X account, sorry for the dead name yet again. You can actually see this terrorist attack happen. There's body cam footage.
It's rough.
That the terrorists actually filmed themselves, and then there's like eyewitnesses that were there that filmed it happen, and it's hard to watch, to say the least.
But people need to see this kind of thing, though.
What do they
happen over here?
They have AK-47s, and they go into a theater and just start mowing people down, man. And then they let said theater on fire. And I haven't really been able to see if they were able to put that fire out. I'm sure they did. It was like downtown Moscow. So cops got there pretty quick, but at the same time, like there was 4 or 5 of them that were mowing people down. So it was pretty impossible to really get a gauge on the situation. And from what I understand, these dudes kind of just threw their weapons away and ran out with other people, just acting like they were a part, like they weren't terrorists. So they got out that way by just kind of acting like they were also scared as shit, you know?
I'm assuming that a lot of people in the crowd were carrying their own weapons and were able to fight back, right?
No, this isn't America, Josh.
I know. I was trying to make a point.
Exactly.
For people.
Well, I mean, really, you think about it, though, at this point in America, I'm not taking up for Russia by any means in this statement, but you think about where we are in America, they don't let anybody bring guns into any concert nowadays, which I'm not real sure if they should, especially that's a tough conversation, I feel like, because I do agree if somebody there would have had a gun, it wouldn't have went as far as it went, or at least that one person with a gun could have taken down one of the 4 people,
or at least gave them some like fire back to maybe deter them.
Yeah, true. But man, especially like these concerts where they sell alcohol, you obviously can't let people be.
That's why I stay home, dude.
What?
That's why I stay home, dude. Crazy out there.
I mean, you got to risk a little death sometimes.
That's true. I think I've done enough of that.
You got to live. You can't just live your life scared all the time.
Oh, I'm not scared.
I'm not. No, I'm not saying that about you. I'm speaking in general.
No, we're saying it about you.
Maybe I am a little.
I don't think Josh is scared. I think he just is a homebody.
I am. Always have been.
He's just an introvert homebody. It's not a big deal. I mean, it's pretty wild how opposite all 3 of us are, but me and Nick are extreme extroverts, and Nick is an extreme.
Extreme.
Actually, I wouldn't say I'm an extreme extrovert. I think I'm a mix of you two. Nick is extreme extrovert. I'm in the middle. Josh is extreme introvert.
Yes.
That describes those 3 pretty perfect.
I was even like that before I lost my leg. I've never, unless it's something I really want to go do, or if it's somebody, that I'm with that wants to go do something or something, I don't care,
Wow.
I just want to make sure everybody's having a good time.
I see how you think of both. If you're with somebody that really wants you to go do something, you would do it, but apparently not with us. So
Yeah.
You know what
it's
I mean.
It's his close friends that he enjoys hanging out with.
Here we go.
Out of the house.
Here we go.
But yes, okay. So back on the.
But you're right, Nick. I'm just kidding.
On the Russia thing, man, like you see them in the theater. So imagine the people are listening to this are, probably from our area, the Southern Kentucky, Nashville area.
Yeah.
So think
London, England, Sydney, Australia.
Think of the Ryman, or think of Tennessee Performing Arts Center, or
Sydney Opera House,
or
Skypack,
stuff like that. That's what this theater looks like. Only it's massive. It's truly bigger than all of those. And you just see people just start mowing people down. One of the terrorists I luckily did not see a uncensored version of this, but you see one of the terrorists slit a dude's neck, and he swipes it like 8 times.
Jeez.
Swipes his neck and you just, it's all censored, but you can see the blood like spattering away from it. Like, it is haunting. So obviously,
by supper time,
just crazy. But the so supposedly they were each promised to receive 500,000 rubles, which
rubles,
which is
that Russian money?
It's fake money.
I think rubles is Russian money. But that equates to $5,000 US dollars.
How many rubles is $5,000 US?
500,000.
Damn.
So it's 1 to 100.
Yeah. And they were recruited via telegram, which is kind of like
get more for crossing the border over here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For real. That's good point.
Yeah.
But so they were recruited via telegram by an unknown source, which, if you don't know what telegram is, it's kind of like the Kick app, or just any kind of like chat application that you can use to talk to random people. It's
AIM, AOL,
What's up? WhatsApp.
WhatsApp. That's probably a really well-known one. But they were recruited by somebody that they don't know who is, apparently. But there was one that sung pretty hard and said that it was ISIS, supposedly, or ISIS claimed responsibility for it. And we haven't heard from them in forever. Like,
it's been since Obama was in administration, or pretty much.
Would the world allow Russia to invade Iran, or is that just like our?
They're not going to.
They wouldn't.
Yeah, but if it happened, would we be like, no, we are protecting them?
The thing about getting with Iran, I mean, it's not even Iran; it would be Hezbollah or Hamas,
whatever. Yeah.
And the problem is
it's a proxy war.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why this, in my opinion, this was done by our intelligence agency. If it wasn't done by CIA, it was done by the Mossad.
Even that little neck thing?
What?
Even that little neck thing he was talking about?
Yeah, these guys were just told to kill people. They didn't. So maybe that one dude that was slitting people's necks was actually a fucking
crazy person.
And he
obviously
kill some people.
Yeah.
So
not to laugh.
That guy was
waiting for this.
That guy was absolutely insane. The rest of them, you kind of watch the videos. If you watch them close enough, and to be honest, if you can, like,
they looked military to me. Like they had like
people's like body language. In my opinion, I don't really feel like they were super confident in what they were doing, except for maybe one of them that felt like he was doing something good. The other ones were like, we're just kind of here to do a job.
Right.
We're
like they're mercenaries
and get the hell out of here. And they were actually caught trying to escape Russia on the Ukraine border, and it had been somehow set up through whatever agency, because regardless of what anybody says, an intelligence agency was behind this, whether it was the CIA or the Mossad or a Ukrainian intelligence agency,
MI6,
that nobody even fucking knows who is, because it probably doesn't exist, because it was Bond. Definitely the CIA.
It could be anybody.
These guys were caught on the border, and they had paid off, I'm guessing, some people on the Russian border to open up this hole, but they still got caught, and they have been getting fucked up over the last several days since this happened. Like
They're missing parts like me.
yeah, one of them. There's a video there. I mean, Russia uploaded these videos of them torturing these people. Not all of them, but one of them they cut off. You see them cut off this dude's ear and then force feed it to him in the video. It's
That's
out there.
A lot of chewing.
And
Gristly.
he absolutely deserves it. I don't care what anybody says. You go in and mow down innocent people for $5,000 at that. Fuck
yeah,
you.
it's crazy.
You need everything cut off. Cut off every limb.
I just got to ask, how poor are these people to do that for $5,000?
Yeah, well, I guess that's true. Maybe $5,000 to them is $100,000 to me, but still, any amount of money to go mow down innocent people. And it was 137 people. 134 of them were adults. 3 of them were children.
Sad, man.
It's absurd.
Sad. So I think about that out like in public, like whenever we're like out like in a big place, I'm always looking for exits and shit just in case, because you never know anime. Like when you're out and about.
we were. I was actually I don't remember where I was recently, and I was with the gal that I was dating, and I had just seen while I was going to see her, like like there was a TikTok, or I don't have TikTok, but it was like a reel or something. It may have been on TikTok before, and it was like it showed a picture of a dude, and it said the guy I'm on, or my boyfriend, and it showed a picture of the dude, and he was like looking around, knows all exits, never faces or never has his back to the door, etc. And then it like turned the camera around, and it was a chick, and it said me to the chick. The girl was me or whatever, and she was just like drinking a coffee, like having like singing or some shit, and the dude was like on alert, like ready to roll. You know, he knew what was going on around him, so
I saw one.
What to do or whatever.
One guy posted on Twitter, he was like, girls say that they bring friends on dates for security. He said, why ain't none of these bitches outside checking the perimeter? They
That's right. That's right. Checking the bathrooms before you go in there and everything.
Yeah.
Looking around.
Clear.
Bomb sniffing dog in here. Y'all worried about
testing your food for you? Testing your food?
I mean, that is funny, but it is a little bit rough because women do be getting fucked up out there. Because some dudes do suck a whole lot, and there's a lot more of them than we imagine. But hold on, I'm going to share this because these images are kind of too funny for me. Because
the problem is,
I don't find pedophiles funny, but I find this funny. How fucked up these dudes got. Like,
God,
this dude with the missing ear. This guy got fucking blasted.
Look how they taped his fucking ear up too. It was like shit.
So you see this blue thing around this guy's neck?
Yeah, was that where they was choking with a plastic bag? They had it over his head.
Yeah, they were suffocating this guy. And there's videos of this dude, and he's just like swaying back and forth. And I saw a comment on Twitter, and it said, I've never seen somebody wish so much for death in their life in their eyes. Like, look at this guy. He is like, why did I do this?
Yeah.
Here's the missing ear fella.
He ain't hungry no more. He's sitting there full.
What is this thing? What is this bandage?
I don't know, but that is somebody that did not care. That looks like an air cast for your ankle.
Yeah. What is
so weird.
It's probably got like a drain tube off of it or some shit.
All right, and so this guy, this for people listening.
He got a toothache.
Since we've started on YouTube, we've got like 10 people that listen now. So y'all are going on the back burner. He
looks like he's got a big old chaw of beech nut in.
But this guy, while interrogating him, they hooked his nuts up to a 12-volt battery.
Damn.
Hey, that's the face. Past couple of days.
There it is, right here.
Golly.
Jesus.
You see the battery going?
That'll do it. Golly. He's holding him down. Say, sit still now. What happened to his other shoe?
Is that what you worried about?
And then this guy, this dude is in a coma because they fucked him up so bad. and they wheeled him into court.
God.
Do you have anything to say for yourself?
They still tried this guy while he's in a coma.
Unconscious. Yeah, that's fucking Russia, dude.
Dude, that's how we should treat terrorists.
They kept Brittany Griner over there for a year over a weed pen.
True.
Yeah.
But this is how we should treat terrorists, but we never find them because we're always fucking behind it. Moving on. Okay, there's
that's one theory, Wes.
That's the truth. This guy, watch this dude. Hold on, what's happening? See, look, you can look at him shake. Dude's fucking shaking.
Yeah.
Man, I'd hate to be in that fella's shoes right there.
Well, he did it to himself.
Yeah, he definitely did. And there's this guy.
He looks a lot different there. He looks pretty rough there.
Yeah, well, they cleaned him up for the.
His nose is all crooked.
Yeah,
they cleaned him up for the news pictures or whatever.
Who's that old man standing behind him? Dude from Blacklist. Robert. What's the Red Reddington or whatever the fuck his name is?
What's the Russian like secret forces and stuff called?
Spetsnaz.
Yeah. Spetsnaz.
Yeah, bad some bitches.
So moving on. Well, not really moving on, but the reason that I have this strong belief that that ISIS is CIA or Mossad. CIA works with Mossad, so one and the same in my mind. There's this video that got leaked. It's been a while, to be honest, but Associated Press posted this footage of a Ukrainian unit commander, and he's got an ISIS patch on.
Oh, shit.
So we've got ISIS members fighting in Ukraine that we're funding.
Yeah,
so,
under NATO's.
So it begs to say, look at that. That's an ISIS patch that they put on Associated Press, and they didn't realize it. But this guy is in ISIS, and we're funding them. So I love America. I love the USA, etc. But our government is fucking garbage, and they're behind most of everything that goes wrong in this world.
And if we're not careful, they're gonna get us. I mean, people that we know killed. You know, if it comes to it, and a powerful force in the world decides that America needs to go down, then, I mean, one day somebody is going to try to take us down. We keep being a filthy country the way we are.
Well, you know? I mean, the problem with it is, hold on, y'all have seen this video on.
I think the problem is that we try to control everything.
Well, NATO is. I mean, we're a member of NATO. I kind of got into a conversation with somebody like a month or two ago about how we're funding Ukraine, and now we're funding.
I don't think we should have NATO at all. I think it's a waste of money.
Yeah, and I don't. If we are truly as badass as everybody thinks the U.S. is, then we shouldn't be a part of anything.
They're going to help us anyway. You know, when it comes down to it, those people are going to help us anyway. When it comes to picking sides on a war, you think most of those people are going to pick us.
The only problem I have with it, and I think is probably the reason that we're involved in it, is because of imports and exports. And we had this conversation the other day about microchips in Taiwan and whatnot. That's the only reason we're in it.
It's the same reason
sending us stuff that we need.
Well, that's the only reason. Like looking back, that's why the United Kingdom, Great Britain, had such a good navy, was because they were protecting all of their trading, like the East India or West India Trading Company and all that stuff. Like the reason why their navy was so good was to protect their merchant ships. You know. So I think that's why we have all these installations all over the world. So, you know, we got our foot in every door that we got to be in. And we're also not going to let China's influence going to outshadow ours. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or Russia for that matter.
This, like the world economics and stuff like this is obviously, like, I'm just a dude from Kentucky. So I'm sure somebody will see this and be like, this dude's fucking ignorant or whatever, which is fine because I'm not going to say I'm a professional or an expert on this stuff. But there's got to be like a point where there's got to be a straw that breaks the camel's back, and I think we're just in too deep at this point where that straw is never going to come for us to make a change, but
Just
it's
gonna
going
keep
to
digging.
come, and that camel's just going to die.
Yeah.
It's what's going to happen, and like everything's going to collapse, and the U.S. dollar's already not going to be anything.
Will they call that the Great Reset?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they keep talking about it. They've been talking about the damn housing market crashing for 2 years, and they ain't done that shit yet.
It's been 4 years now. I think
4 years.
we started that talk
Yeah.
about 2020 or so.
Yeah, so
2021, so 3 years. I'll say 3 years.
I
2020.
think that it's just all propped up. Everything's propped up.
It's propped up on 2x4s currently.
Yeah, toothpicks.
What did I watch?
Yeah,
I watched the GameStop documentary the other day.
Oh, yeah, it's good. Dumb money.
Yeah, when those hedge funds started losing money, the government, it didn't take them just a few days to give them a $300 million
bailout.
Bailout. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like right after we'd been waiting for a year for that one installment of $600.
Yeah.
Too
big to fail. Like it's like this whole deal with Boeing, the airplanes. They won't go under no matter whatever happens because they can't.
Side note: their CEO stepped down.
I seen that. Just so much to cover.
There's been so much in this past week and a half, and it would be the weekend that I went to a freaking music festival, but
it's because you took off.
Yeah,
the news.
I take off every now and then, but even though like I talk about this stuff in my day-to-day life too, just with people like just random people. Like I'm in body shops all day with people that are obviously body shop folks are older. There's not, and that's a topic that I could probably talk on for a while too, to be honest, because there's not body men. Body men don't exist. People that can fix cars,
fix anything.
Like that stuff's going away.
Power line dudes, electricians, all those people.
But the only reason I mention that is because it's all older people, and boomers are generally red, like conservative no matter what. And that's
around
fine.
Here.
Like I understand why they are, especially as I get older. I lean right, but
it's because it's safe.
I think it's when a lot of people get to about the age of 30 and start raising families and start kind of seeing how that world actually works is when most of society starts leaning conservative once they get out of their 20s.
Liberals the fun shit, conservatives the shit like the physical business and small government, things like that. So I think the older you get, you don't want to pay those taxes and pay for other people's things, and
and that's why I don't, like you said, small government. Just to touch on that real quick, that's why I don't associate myself with red or blue.
I don't.
It's because they're two wings on the same bird. Neither of them want small government, regardless.
No, not anymore.
Maybe they did in the past, but
pre-World War II, you could do that. But you can't do that anymore.
They don't. No one's getting rid of. Like we need to get rid of all these alphabet agencies. Like they've got to go.
Do you know that we're supposed to gain 100 million more people in this country? We're supposed to go from like 350 million to almost 500 million in the next 10 years, and the birth rate is lower than it's ever been. It's going to come all from immigration.
I mean, that's not good.
Melting pot.
I have no problems with people coming here, obviously. I don't know that I know that the process to immigrate to here is convoluted and terrible, but just walking through the border is not the way. It's not the
same. It's not.
I hate that. I understand why majority of them are doing it that way, because it makes more sense. Because if they do it the real way, it's going to take them 10 years.
Well, like, even like for us, that's like for us, you even think going across like state lines, even if you're on any kind of state health care, you've got to go file for all that shit at the next state. I mean, you can't even, it don't switch over. So we have to go through those hoops. So why should they not have to go through all those hoops?
Exactly. So to go back to what I was saying, like if they do it the real way, it takes for fucking ever. But if they come over here and
marry somebody
and make it over here for like I think it's like 90 days or something.
Mm.
And truthfully, how do we know if they were here for 90 days? They could just say that, which I don't blame them for again. And all they do is take them to jail for a day and then just set them back free. Like we don't do anything.
Catch and release.
That's all that. And
That's all we really can do legally. Amnesty International.
And a lot of them we give cell phones to, and we give them like $8,000 or something to get them started.
Damn, $8,000. That's what Nick used to start his business.
It's some thousand. It's between 4 and 8. That was a number I just threw out there, but it's between 4 and 8 grand that we give them. So why would you wait X amount of years when you could just cross illegally and say, hey, I've been here for 3 months, and be like, all right, well, here's a cell phone.
Yeah.
Go find a job.
Here's a work visa.
Yeah, here's a work visa. You've got 3 years or whatever it is.
3 years, yeah, whatever.
Prove yourself or whatever, or not prove yourself, but find work, etc. And they always do, because these people work hard.
Well, they don't want to go back to where that's the shithole they're from.
Exactly.
I mean, you got to think. I've never wanted to go just uproot and move to another country. You know what I mean? Like, I
would honestly love to, but like,
really,
Switzerland.
Oh, man.
I would. I mean, like, I'll be honest. I would move to Australia. Maybe I would also move to somewhere in Europe.
Shit.
I think Switzerland's where it's at.
I think I'll just move somewhere.
Yeah, Switzerland's probably all right.
Hide out somewhere in New Mexico somewhere.
I got a buddy that moved to South America, and he lives super humble, but it looks much more peaceful than what I'm doing here, to be honest.
Yeah. This is all what you want to do, I guess.
Man, I know I've been at this music.
The only thing would be leaving the people.
I saw people that were my age there, and like they were so happy, and like everybody at the music like was so happy. I'm like, man, it would be cool if I was okay with just living like they do, because they don't live like I do. You know, like
yeah, they're very minimal.
Yeah, minimalist. Yeah,
and doesn't take much to be content.
I don't want a mansion by any means, but I want to have
a Porsche 911 GT3.
I want to have a decent house, a decent place to lay down.
Fucking Ford Escape.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's getting the job done.
Hey, I like it. A lot better than mine.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, I thought about that a lot this weekend. I was like, man, all these people are seemingly maybe happier than I am, and they have a whole lot less than I do. And I've
always been happier in life when I had less money and things than I've ever had having more. It seems like, because you're always trying to keep shit up.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I'm for sure, as I've gotten older and gotten more jobs and raises and promotions, etc. It's like every time more money comes, more problems come with it. Like more money,
it's a rap problems. Song. More money, more problems.
More money, more problems.
Biggie Smalls. Speaking of P. Diddy, more money, more problems.
Yeah, I mean that's the truth. I don't even.
It's evil.
I mean, I'm not rich by any stretch, but I make more than the national average by a decent amount, and
write down Rob West,
in my opinion.
As I'm writing down notes here, Rob West.
Yeah, come on down.
He'll probably just let you borrow it.
My house of horrors. Come on down here.
You have a watch of mine right now.
Yeah, I need 500 rubles.
Yeah.
What's 500 rubles?
50 cents.
50 cents. Yeah. You want $5?
Yeah. But yeah, I'm with you on all that. It's just, it's all about perspective and what you want.
Yeah, for sure. There was something that I shared the other day, actually, and it was the minimum wage, like early on, and it was like 4 quarters, but they were 4 like
silver
quarters, or something,
and they're worth $25 or some shit.
$25 a pop.
Yeah.
So they were making.
That money was actually worth money.
Yeah, it was worth something. It's not just funny money.
It's not like that anymore.
It ain't.
Was it Brexton Hicks or whatever that? No, that's Braxton Hicks. I'm thinking, what is that shit? Bretton Woods or something. It was like a chain. Like it happened in the 70s whenever we left the gold standard.
What do you think it was called? I want to find out. Brexton Hicks?
No, that's a damn contractions when you're pregnant. Like
Oh,
that's
it
like
is.
fake.
It
What is
for
that
sure
shit
is.
Just look up the end of the gold standard. It was whenever Nixon was in office.
Okay, in August 1971,
Johnny Meadows.
severed the direct
Rule
convertibility
the world.
into gold with the international currency, which had become
Shiny Meadows and Black
Bretton
Goose.
Woods.
Bretton Woods.
agreed,
Yeah, that's
agreed.
close.
Lost its formal connection to gold.
Yep. That's close.
That's so stupid.
Or
I
Brex.
mean, you
I bet that was a bad
I
day.
would get that confused if I would have known what.
Yeah.
I'm the only one in this group that doesn't have children. If people listening or watching don't know, so I've never been in a delivery room like these guys probably have.
Shoo.
What
I said shoo.
have you?
Yeah, twice.
Okay, I'm just making
Yeah.
sure. I didn't know.
Yeah. About passed out.
No, he was drinking in the alley. He missed it.
Missed my child being born.
Yeah. Is it here? Is it here?
Nick
I
was
was
at Kentucky
fucking-
Downs getting fucking wild for both of his, probably.
Yeah. He was
It's
down
all
there
right.
at
Down there at what?
huh?
Huh?
I said he's down at the hitching post.
Oh man! All right, well that's got to be an hour and a half.
Shit.
I think it's been longer than that. This might be 2 episodes. Okay, no, it is an hour and a half. Okay, I forgot. we took
It's
that-
gonna be one. It's because it's all. This gonna be one long episode. They're
Yeah,
gonna just have
I forgot we took that break. So
We gave him a little treat today.
yeah,
We
yeah.
we
Merry
took
fucking
some
Christmas.
we took some chances on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we Nick. Wait. The hospital took some chances on this.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. The
United-
hospital.
United Trinity Heart.
We cleared that up with our publicist.
Yeah, we cleared that up. Yeah. But thanks for listening. If you
Yeah,
made
thanks
it
for
all
listening.
to the end, we've got a little special surprise for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully me and Nick are gonna pop some stuff off. I got some
We're
microphones
gonna
that just
film
came
some
in.
content at this Kyle Rittenhouse thing Wednesday.
Yeah, Nick has some a gyro camera thing we're gonna be using. He's got titties.
You want to take this one?
No.
I think we'll just use a phone. I think we'll just use one of our phones or whatever.
You
Let's
want to take
take
one of my
Josh's.
yellow? Huh?
What?
Let's take Josh's 13 that we use.
Yeah, you can. I don't care.
Yeah, if you go pick it up from him, we'll do it.
Yeah, that's fine.
I got those microphones in today, and I'm gonna play with them probably before you come over tomorrow, before Ari, Nick, and see how that functions. But I don't know if I'll. So I mean, we're brainstorming this with the public right now. Apparently, should we just wear the lapel things ourselves, or should we have?
We could wear one and then hold one. If we interview anyone there, we could stick it up to someone and let them talk into that one.
So,
But those lapel mics will probably pick up. If we're standing within like 3 feet of somebody, it'll probably pick up what they're saying, but we'll play with it.
well, I paid.
Anyway, that's a little bit of behind the scenes production work there.
Yeah, I paid $25 for these 2 lapel mics, so I don't know how good they're gonna work, but it's a test run, and
Y'all
we're
gonna
gonna
get about
find out.
$60.
Please support the show.
Y'all gonna get about $60 worth of content.
We done went way in the hole on this podcast, guys.
I
If
don't
all these
talk
sheep
about it.
shaggers out there won't mind, contributing
start-
to the Patreon.
Just start
All
getting
right.
some return on our investment.
All right, everybody.
All right.
What's y'all's name?
This has been Nick Cook.
You know who I am. It's Jay Money.
No, they
Double
don't. What if it's the first time listening?
Josh Harrington.
Thank you.
Jesus.
Wes
Christian
W.
name.
Love y'all. Y'all have a good week.
Bye.
Hopefully everything's much chiller next week. I don't know. Love y'all, etc. Bye.
Take a load off, grab a seat, pull up a chair, prop up your feet. That's fine by me. Fine by me. Yeah, it's podcast time.